Golden State Warriors fan? We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. When the news broke that Kevin Durant might be considering a return to the Golden State Warriors in 2026, the entire NBA community held its breath. The buzz started as a quiet whisper, a few insiders hinting that something was brewing beneath the surface. Durant, now entering the twilight years of his career, still remains one of the most lethal scorers the league has ever seen. His ability to stretch defenses, create mismatches, and hit clutch shots is still very much intact. And when asked about a possible reunion with the Warriors, KD's response was as casual as it was earth-shattering. "I'll return in 2026. That simple sentence set off a storm of speculation, debates, and reactions from fans, analysts, and players alike. It wasn't a denial. It wasn't vague. It was a statement. And for a player known for being calculated and deliberate with his words, Durant knew exactly what he was doing. The timing, the context, the delivery, it was all intentional. The Warriors fan base, already nostalgic about the dynasty years, instantly began fantasizing about the return of one of their most pivotal pieces. And while it's still 2 years away, the narrative has already taken on a life of its own. Durant's history with the Warriors is one of both dominance and controversy. His arrival in 2016 shifted the power balance of the NBA, creating what many considered an unbeatable super team. Alongside Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, KD helped lead Golden State to 2 championships in 3 years. But the way he joined the team right after they had set a 73-9 regular season record sparked criticism. Some called it unfair, others called it smart. Regardless of opinion, his time in the Bay was productive, but it didn't end well. Tensions rose, particularly between him and Draymond. That infamous on-court altercation in 2018 seemed to foreshadow his eventual departure to Brooklyn in 2019. Yet time has a way of healing wounds. Since then, both sides have matured, and what once felt like irreparable differences now seem like water under the bridge. Durant's comment about returning in 2026 might be a nod to that growth, a sign that the door he once walked out of isn't fully closed. It could be that he's ready to write a new chapter with the franchise that helped solidify his legacy. What's also fascinating is how this potential return could reshape the entire league. Imagine for a moment a 37-year-old Kevin Durant rejoining a Warriors squad that might still feature Curry and Green, possibly even a rejuvenated Klay Thompson. The core of that dynasty, older but wiser, could once again make a push for glory. Of course, a lot can happen between now and 2026. Contracts will expire, young talent will emerge, and the dynamics of the NBA will evolve. But Durant's comment has already started that conversation. Teams are now wondering what the Warriors' long-term plan looks like. Are they keeping cap space available? Are they maintaining relationships with former players for potential comebacks? And perhaps more importantly, is Durant's return the missing piece they've been subtly preparing for all along? The very idea has executives reevaluating timelines and fan bases dreaming of reunions. KD might just be planting seeds for something far bigger than a farewell tour. He could be eyeing one last run at a championship with the group that made him a 2-time Finals MVP. What adds even more intrigue is how Durant has evolved since his Warriors days. His time with the Brooklyn Nets was tumultuous, filled with injuries, off-court drama, and unfulfilled expectations. The move to Phoenix gave him a chance to play alongside Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, but the Suns haven't exactly become the powerhouse many envisioned. Durant, while still elite, now faces the reality of time. The hunger to win remains, but the window is narrower. Returning to Golden State in 2026 might be less about dominating the league and more about legacy. It's about closure, about coming full circle. Durant knows the narratives, he's heard the talk, that he took the easy way, that he ran from the grind. A return to the Warriors, after all the ups and downs, could be a powerful response to all of that. Not in words, but on the court. A chance to rewrite the ending. And make no mistake, he doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. But if the stage is right, the team is ready, and the moment aligns, Durant could give us all a final act worth remembering. The reaction from Warriors fans has been predictably electric. Social media exploded within minutes of Durant's comment, making the rounds. Old clips from the 2017 and 2018 finals resurfaced, fans reminisced about those dominant playoff runs, and hashtags like KD 2026 started trending. Even longtime critics found themselves reconsidering their stance. The NBA landscape has changed dramatically since Durant left Golden State, but the bond between player and fan base, though tested, was never completely severed. There's a romanticism to the idea of reunions in sports. They tap into nostalgia, into what once was and what might be again. For a franchise that has prided itself on culture, chemistry, and cohesion, the return of Durant, older, maybe wiser, could feel like a homecoming. Not everyone agrees, of course. Some still remember the drama, the sense of betrayal. But winning changes perceptions. And if there's even a chance that Durant could help deliver one more title to the Bay, forgiveness would come quickly. After all, banners hang forever, and Durant has already proven he knows how to raise them in blue and gold. What's also interesting is how the Warriors organization has reacted, or rather, how they haven't reacted. No official statement, no denials, no clarifications, just silence. And in the NBA, silence speaks volumes. The front office is known for being strategic, always thinking 3 steps ahead. They rarely make moves out of emotion or impulse. So, the idea that Durant's return could be on their radar isn't far-fetched. It's entirely plausible that conversations have already been had behind closed doors. Maybe not formal negotiations, but at least informal exchanges. Durant still has deep relationships within the organization. His respect for Steve Kerr has never wavered. He's spoken fondly of Curry in interviews. And even Draymond Green has acknowledged that time has healed many of the past wounds. If the stars align, this could be a reunion rooted in mutual respect and a shared desire to chase greatness one last time. It's the kind of story that practically writes itself. But it all hinges on Durant's intent. Was it a slip of the tongue? A calculated teaser? Or a genuine promise of what's to come? And let's not forget the influence Durant's potential return could have on younger players. Imagine being a rookie on the Warriors in 2026 and sharing the court with Kevin Durant. It would be a masterclass in professionalism, preparation, and performance. KD is one of the most cerebral players the game has ever seen. His approach to basketball is meticulous. Every movement, every shot, every read, it's all thought out. Young players would benefit tremendously from his presence, not just on the court, but off it. Leadership isn't always loud. Sometimes it's about showing up, doing the work, and letting your actions speak. Durant embodies that. And if his return includes a mentorship role, it could pay dividends for the next generation of Warriors. The franchise has already been investing in young talent, trying to build for the future while remaining competitive. Adding a veteran like KD, even for a short stint, could accelerate that development. It wouldn't just be a farewell tour. It would be a bridge between eras, between past glory and future promise. And Durant, always aware of his place in the game, might see that as his next calling. Then there's the broader narrative, Durant versus the NBA world. If he returns to the Warriors and wins, it reframes everything. It turns the "he needed them" argument on its head. Because this time, it would be about choice, not necessity, about legacy, not optics, about love for the game, not perception. Durant's career has been under the microscope since he left OKC. Every move scrutinized, every quote dissected. But at 37, the noise starts to fade. What matters is the game, the passion, the chase. Returning to Golden State wouldn't just be a basketball decision. It would be a life decision. And for a player who's never been afraid to walk his own path, it makes perfect sense. The rumors will continue. The debates will rage. But one thing is certain. Kevin Durant has reignited a conversation that no one saw coming. And if history has taught us anything, it's this. When KD speaks, the league listens. Whether it's a whisper, a rumor, or a plan already in motion, one phrase has changed everything. I'll return in 2026. Before we continue, make sure to leave a Like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. The elephant in the room, of course, is Draymond Green. Their falling out was one of the defining moments of Durant's final season in Golden State. That infamous sideline argument during a game against the Clippers was broadcast everywhere. Words were said that couldn't be unsaid, and for a time it seemed like that incident had closed the door on any future reunion. But in the years since, there's been healing. Green publicly admitted his role in Durant's departure. Durant, in turn, accepted the apology with grace. And both have spoken about maturity, perspective, and growth. In the NBA, grudges don't last forever, especially when winning is on the line. Draymond remains the heart and soul of the Warriors, but he's also someone who respects greatness. And Durant is greatness. If 2026 rolls around and the opportunity is there, it's not hard to imagine Draymond being not just on board, but actively recruiting KD back. Because when banners are at stake, egos get checked at the door. That's the Warriors culture. That's the reason Durant came in the first place. And maybe, just maybe, that's what could bring him back. It's also worth exploring what 2026 might actually look like for the Warriors. By then, Curry will be nearing 38. Clay could be in a different role, or even gone, and the team will likely be centered around a new generation. Players like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Brandon Podziemski may have grown into key contributors. The front office's ability to blend old and new will be crucial, but inserting Durant into that mix, even if just for a final season, could be the perfect transition. He wouldn't need to carry the load every night. He wouldn't be expected to play 40 minutes or dominate every possession. He'd be the season closer, the mentor, the trump card. Think Tim Duncan in his final years with the Spurs, low maintenance, high impact. KD knows how to adapt. He's done it in OKC, Golden State, Brooklyn, and Phoenix. The idea that he couldn't slide into a Warriors system one more time is laughable. He fits. He's proven that. And if the rest of the league sleeps on it, they might just wake up in June 2027 watching KD hoist another trophy in blue and gold. Media reaction to Durant's comment has been predictably chaotic. Debate shows ran segments dissecting every syllable. Former players weighed in with mixed takes. Some see it as a power move, others as a desperation play. But few deny its significance. Durant doesn't talk for no reason. He's thoughtful, aware of headlines, and fully understands the ripple effect his words can cause. So why say it now? Why 2026? That's the question everyone's asking. Some believe he's using it as leverage, subtly pressuring the Suns to build faster. Others think he's just laying groundwork for his next move, giving himself time to finish unfinished business before returning to familiar territory. And then there are those who see it as pure KD, enigmatic, unpredictable, but always fascinating. Whatever the motivation, he's achieved one thing without a doubt. He's put the NBA on notice. He's reinserted himself into the Warriors story. And until something definitive changes, that possibility will hover over every conversation. Like a storm cloud waiting to break. There's also the human side of this story that can't be ignored. Durant's journey hasn't been linear. He's been the hero, the villain, the misunderstood genius. He's carried teams, joined super teams, faced backlash, and earned praise. Through it all, he's remained one of the most compelling figures in modern sports. Returning to Golden State wouldn't just be about basketball. It would be about narrative, redemption, peace, closure. KD has always chased greatness, but he's also chased understanding. In the Bay, he found both, briefly. A second run could give him the ending he never quite got. Not as a mercenary, but as a legend coming home. And the fans, once divided, seem ready to embrace that. They know what he gave. They know what he can still bring. And in a league where loyalty is fluid and careers are short, reunions like this matter. They remind us that basketball is more than wins and losses. It's about stories. And Kevin Durant's story might just have his final chapters written where it all peaked, under the bright lights of Chase Center, wearing number 35 once again. Lastly, there's the possibility that this is all a smokescreen. Durant's savvy enough to manipulate the media, send signals, and create leverage without making a single phone call. By saying, "I'll return in 2026, he might be stirring interest, gauging reactions, or even negotiating his future value. Teams now have to consider the KD factor in their planning. The Warriors in particular may start laying groundwork just in case. Whether it's an emotional homecoming or a calculated career move, the implications are massive. Durant has once again taken control of his narrative without lifting a finger. And until that day in 2026 comes, the rumors will swirl, the takes will fly, and the dream will linger. Will he really do it? Will he finish what he started in the Bay? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain, Kevin Durant has planted a storyline that will live rent-free in the minds of NBA fans for years to come. And in the world of basketball, sometimes a whisper is louder than a shout. I'll return in 2026. Maybe it's a promise, maybe it's a prophecy. Either way, the countdown has begun. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors, don't forget. To share your thoughts in the comments, your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.